and director of Jamaica Boilers Group of Companies. He will be here talking to us about his company, Boss Furniture. Let me just give you a little taste of it. Mr. Omar Hassan is the founder, right? And it's a leading manufacturing company with local, yes, and regional customers. And guess what? He employs over 200 Jamaicans. Omar Hassan has been one of Jamaica's leading manufacturers and exporters of furniture for, guess what, for over 20 years. As an avid believer in service above self, he has become a strong voice for the manufacturing industry, charting a course that has resulted in the achievement of noteworthy milestones, such as the removal of the 2% custom user fee on raw materials and capital equipment, provision of free factory space for startups and expanding entities, and the awarding of contracts. I love this part. And the awarding of contracts to local printers during his tenure as president of the Jamaica Manufacturer Association. What a Jamaican. What a Jamaican. He believes in adding value. He believes that he needs to contribute. Oh, isn't that wonderful? Mr. Azan, are you there?
Mama B, how you doing? I'm here, right here, listening to you.
Wow, what a stalwart Jamaican.
All them accolades have nothing to do with me, you know. I'm just a facilitator.
Oh my God, oh my God. Well, praise God. Praise God you're able to facilitate all of these, right? So, Mr. Hassan, how did you get started in the manufacturing industry, and how did Boss Furniture come about?
Well, my dad has always been in manufacturing. He was in hosiery, he was in children clothing many years ago.
Yes.
And he had a garment factory, and in the 70s when we had left Jamaica, we came back and set up a factory that made children's clothes downtown on Orange Street.
Wait.
In fact, the 69 Orange Street.
Omar, I have to stop you right there, son. I used to do embroidery on the blanket for Miss Azana on Orange Street. I used to go and collect the blankets, go to my factory and do the embroidery and bring it back.
It might be the same place on Orange Street.
The same, yes, Mr. Hassan, same place. What a small world. Oh my God, yes. Isn't that wonderful? Oh my gosh.
So after going away to school and coming back, my dad and us started this furniture factory here on Church Street, which only started with about 9 people.
Wow.
And a very small amount of money. I think it was in about 10,000 Jamaican dollars.
Yes.
And that went into, growth and expansion. And we started supplying a lot of the furniture stores locally, like Courts and Singer and those guys. And the local people and the local retailers that supported us and supported the jobs help us to grow. And we employ about 170 people currently in Jamaica.
Yes.
And we ended up growing the export over the years, and we started exporting. But, manufacturing is not an easy thing to be in. Especially now with these, times and the pandemic and all that's happening globally. So we've had, as many other manufacturers have had a lot of struggles and challenges where government, was, I don't think government truly understands the whole issue of manufacturing. And
not
we've
continue.
had to fight through the whole thing,
Not continue, Mr. Azan, but I remember it all started with Douglas Vass, because he was Minister of Industry at the time and Commerce. And when they brought in the free zone, because I worked with JIDC at the time, and we went to all the different, with Stephanie Warner, went to all the different factories. But when the free zone came in, it just mashed up most of the garment manufacturers. I remember it so well.
Yep. So we struggled through all the high interest rates regime and were able to fight. But let me tell you, this pandemic has been tough on a lot of people, tough on every Jamaican, tough on the world.
Yes.
And we've been able to, fight it through and keep the plant running, and keep the employment going.
Wow.
We never laid off one person during the pandemic. We kept going, and fought through the whole thing.
Wow. So you said you had to do a lot of fighting, Mr. Azan. So you are in the ring. You're like a Mike Tyson, but a more positive Mike Tyson, fighting to make sure that the workers are kept going out. That is wonderful.
And I think, we had to, as part of I was president of the JMEA now, which is called. And we had a lot of challenges getting government to understand the importance of production, because when you look at what's happening now in the pandemic, when we went through the pandemic, every country was looking after themselves. So we couldn't get gloves, we couldn't get sanitizer, and we had to ensure that we found a way to either produce or ensure that our production capacities are up to standards to supply our population, because when things go wrong, everybody only look after themselves. So as a country, the government needs to ensure that we have sufficient food supplies to ensure our chicken farmers are kept up to date, and their support for the chicken industry to feed ourselves. We have to make sure the farmers have enough supplies and support from government to ensure we can, when we need lettuce and tomato, we don't have to import, because when people in other parts of the world have shortages or shipping issues or whatever, they're not going to ship anything to Jamaica. So we need to ensure we plant out our yam and our Irish potato and our banana and planting to make sure we have sufficient supplies to feed ourselves and look after ourselves in this country.
But Mr. Azan, even before that, even before the pandemic, even 10 decades ago, we had problems, as manufacturers. And praise God for people like Paulette Roden. She was able to organize trips. She was able to organize trips all over the Caribbean. So we had our booth and we were able to get a little sale. Oh, God bless you, Paulette Roden. She was part of JAMAICA at the time too,
Yes, and she helped a lot. She helped a lot with
she has done so much.
And the exports, and she did a lot of, trips down to the Caribbean with a group of manufacturers and helped them to promote.
But hear this, Miss Azan. We all went to England. We went to the UK. About 30 of us manufacturers got the opportunity, but through Paulette Roden, to go to the UK, to show our ways. And boy, Paulette Roden, she has done so much. God bless her. God bless her.
Yes, for sure. We're gonna definitely miss Paulette in the manufacturing industry, and I think Jamaica has really lost an amazing woman.
Oh gosh.
That loved country and fought for Jamaica and fought for exports and fought for the manufacturing sector.
You're talking about love country. Every time we go to one of the Caribbean islands, we had Jamaica Day, which was the Saturday. We'd have a special day at the booth where we would expose all the Jamaican culture and so on. Oh, Paulette, Auntie Paulette.
Yes,
my God.
So that is it, and we are here fighting. I mean, Boss Furniture produces the raw materials that's used in the actual manufacturing of the mattresses. So like the polyurethane foam, we produce it, and then we use that foam in our mattresses and in our sofas. So we try to be as vertically integrated, and it took a while to do it over the years. So, and it created more employment and created more, more challenges for me.
Okay, Omar,
try to do our best to keep it going.
Can I call you Omar? Omar, I need to do a time signal or they're going to hang me.
Yeah, man, no problem.
So, it is now 9:45.
Son las 9:45 de la mañana.
All right, Mr. Omar Azan, such a famous name in Jamaica. Yes, sir. What are the products and services that Boss Furniture offers? You mentioned bedding, but what else? Mattresses, what else?
So we manufacture from scratch mattresses. We manufacture from scratch bed bases. We do pillows, both fiber-filled pillows and foam-filled pillows. and we do sofas, sectional sofa beds, and we produce the polyurethane foam, as I said earlier. And a lot of the stuff that we export is mostly our mattresses and our furniture to the Caribbean region because the foam is very bulky. And, the sofas that they would have imported from China is now being bought from Jamaica and supplied to all the Caribbean islands in the region. So we're thankful. It's not an easy business to run. We've had a lot of challenges, especially now with what's happening with all the logistical problems globally and the price increases of literally everything. And, we need to ensure that our businesses are able to continue employing. So government needs to ensure that, the dollar remains stable or revalues possibly if possible. And also in terms of our interest rates to allow the businesses to be able to compete on a global scale.
So, Mr. Azan, are all your raw materials from Jamaica, and why did you choose to purchase raw materials here?
From Jamaica, well, a lot of the raw materials are actually imported from most of our manufacturers because we don't have, for example, in my company, we don't produce the chemicals locally to make the foam. And we don't do we don't grow enough trees and we don't have a kiln drying facility to be able to allow us to buy the local lumber. So we have to import lumber from the lumber suppliers that supply globally.
Yes.
And the chemicals are brought in from Korea and Japan, all over the place. The US. Yeah.
Yeah. You mentioned mattresses, Mr. Ozan. Do you remember the Kaya mattress them? Are you did too? You never
Kaya.
Yeah. Are you never did bond then?
Them don't use them thing again though.
No.
What they use is what they call fiber pad.
Okay.
All the old clothes and fabrics and threads and stuff. It goes into a particular pad and it goes through a process.
Yes.
And it's made into a pad now rather than using the coconut husk like we did in the past.
Yes, the Kaya. Yes. So, Mr. Zan, what sets Boss Furniture apart from other furniture companies?
Well, one of the main things I think we are vertically integrated, where we actually produce our foam used in our products. We have 3 different factories that operate together, and it allows retailers in the region to buy both mattresses and bedding and mixed containers rather than if you buy from a bedding company alone, you have to buy a whole container to make it feasible for shipping in terms of the payload. And some of those stores in the region are very small, so to buy a whole container of mattresses is probably too much for them to handle in 1 month. So we allow them to buy a variety of products, foam mattresses, spring mattresses, bed bases, and they mix containers. And what they do is they buy more mixed containers more often. So it allows their stocking levels to be reduced, so their cash flow will be better and have a nice mix of products coming in one container.
Wow.
The other thing that sets us apart is our quality. Our service, I think our people, our team members that are here, I think our team as well. I will say to you that my team is the most important asset of my company.
Yes.
And we try and keep things as best as we can and to ensure that our team members are well looked after and we have a good team spirit together that we can work and excited about producing to be able to sell our products, not only in Jamaica, but the rest of the region.
Wow. So, Mr. Zan, Boss Furniture is responsible for your Jamaican people to sleep well and comfortable at night time, Mr. Zan.
That's right. When they go to bed and sleep at night and say their prayers in the bed, at least they have a comfortable bed to do it in.
God bless your company, Mr. Azan.
And if they're watching TV, they can go relax on one of the nice sofas that we make.
Oh, yes, on the sofas. Oh, my gosh. And, of course, you do children beds, right? Children.
Yes, we do. And we do, I can tell you a variety of products that we do.
Yes.
Hospital mattresses made specifically for the hospital.
Yes.
We do all the institutional mattresses, so any dorm mattresses for like university dorms. We have mattresses for the jails. We have mattresses for the policemen, the firemen, that they need specific mattress with specific covers that are used to ensure that there's no microorganisms growing on the fabric or whatever, So we have special fabrics that's used. We produce mattresses for the hotel industry.
Wow.
Sofas for the hotels, sofa beds for the hotels or for your home. And, for a lot of the retailers depend on our local production.
Wow.
And, just to say that our Jamaicans, thanks to Jamaicans who support all the local manufacturers, which is so important because the manufacturing sector produces one of the largest amount of taxes to government, or the largest taxes to government.
Yes.
And the amount of people that's employed at higher pay scales, I think we employ 80,000 people in the industry. And, oh gosh, you can expand. If you expand to the truckers and to the other people that support the manufacturing sector, it will go off a much further in terms of the volume of people working in the industry.
So, Mr. Azan, you cater for every single Jamaican, whether in the hospital, not to mention our prison. Oh, no, Mr. Azan. Wow.
Yes.
Boss Furniture name supposed to be on every Jamaican tongue. Because we're so grateful for you.
And it's amazing when you see our Jamaican people producing world-class products that are competitive with the U.S., which is competitive with the big BRIC countries like Brazil and China and those places. So we're proud. We're a proud people.
Yes.
And we're happy to represent the productive sector in Jamaica.
So, Mr. Zan, Jamaica is known for the land of wood and water, for the bedding, for the furniture. Which kind of wood do you use?
But we use southern yellow pine, and it's kiln drying, so we have to use a specific type of wood that is very strong, that is very light, and that has a moisture content at a certain level. And it is unfortunate that we don't. We used to many years ago, if I recall, many years ago before, or just when I got in the business, that we used to have a kiln drying facility locally. Yes. But there's nobody now doing that, or in terms of a proper planting of the particular types of lumber. You only have to be able to replant them. So we don't have a proper facility that facilitates all of that. So our lumber is actually imported. And, it's sad, but many of our manufacturers that produce in Jamaica depend on foreign supplies for raw materials, which has been such a challenge in recent times with all the logistical issues and the shutdowns in different countries. And we've had to be resourcing, and it's been so challenging at such much higher prices from all over the world.
All right. So, Mr. Azan, I'm sure you've heard of the word chichi, which is found in wood. Yes. How do you deal with the chichi in the wood, or to prevent it?
Well, the main way of preventing termites from getting your products is to spray your hoses on a regular basis.
Okay.
Because the termites, when we buy the lumber, we ensure that the lumber is free of termites and things. Some people spray, and some people treat the lumber. They use treated lumber. We do not spray our lumber, because of all the pesticides and stuff. But to be honest with you, we have never had an issue in our plant in the last, 30-odd years.
Yes.
I think where the issue is if the house is infested with termites, that has to be dealt with immediately. So if anybody in their household see any termites growing on the walls or these lines that you see in the trees in the yard, you need to deal with them quickly because they will eat down your house and home.
Yes.
So it's very important that it is sprayed on a regular basis or treated.
Now, Mr. Zan, your company has expanded to the point where you're doing a lot of export. And I take it that you export to the Caribbean countries, yes?
Yes, we do, to 13 different Caribbean countries.
13. Wow. Any plans of going into Africa? Or is that too far?
We've never really tried. There's a possibility, but we've never really tried into the African countries. In fact, I've never even been there. Mm-hmm. I've been wanting to go on to, if we have a group of people from Jamaica, like from JAMPRO, heading down, maybe I'll tag along and try, because JAMPRO, for example, has helped us with their Export Max program and
Yes.
helped us when they, have their trade missions down in the different countries. Every year they may do one to Barbados or they do
Yes.
one to Guyana or Trinidad. And when you go
Yes.
down there, you try and get into the market. And once you get your foot in, we normally keep the markets over the years. So
Yes.
over the years, we've been able to build up and been able to export to all the countries in the region. But, marketing anywhere in the world is very expensive. The cost of travel and the cost to
Yes.
invest in those countries in marketing and trying to get your products out there. But thank God, God has blessed us and we've been
praise
able
God.
to market our products and sell our products, and our products have been accepted in the
Yes.
countries that we currently export to now.
Mr. Azan, one of my sonites is asking, Omar is asking, if anyone can buy at bus or is it just companies? Like
We
courtside?
we actually sell only like special orders. So for example, if you have a special fabric or a special design that you want done, you can come in and place the order, or a special mattress to fit your needs that's not available. But most of our products are sold through the retailers around Jamaica, like courts and
Yes.
singers and those furniture retailers and
Yes.
other retailers around Jamaica.
Okay. Why is it why is it difficult for people like myself to come in? Is it because you have a mold that you use, or
Why is it difficult? Sorry, I
why
lost you.
why you don't sell to the local people other than companies? Is it
Oh, well,
because it's more
we
problem?
do, but mostly special orders that we do.
Yes.
Right, and we don't really. What happened? We sell to the retailers to be able to sell back, and if we compete with our customers, then they may have an issue dealing with that.
Yes.
So we try.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Right, but the majority of products we would sell are specialized products, specialized fabrics. We do a lot of reupholstery.
Yes.
So if you have your chair that needs to be redone or recovered, you can come in and pick your fabric, pick your design. You want the arm changed on it or the back pillars to be changed. So we specialize in areas like that for the specialized order. A lot of decorators come to us to decorate hotels, and they're fixing up a country home or something, or a home here.
Yes.
In Kingston, they would come in and bring a picture of the chair and say, "Can you make this for us?" and put this fabric on it. So we do a lot of the specialized reupholstery or designing for customers.
So how difficult?
And then like a retailer like Quartz, for example, or Singer, they would come to us and say, "Listen, I saw this chair in China or I saw it in America.
Yes.
Can you make this chair that looks similar for me, but I want
custom,
it in this fabric or with this?" And then we would design the chairs for them, and they would approve it, and then they would buy to put in their retail store. So we're really what we call contract manufacturers.
Okay.
And we manufacture under contract for the companies that we supply to.
Mr. Omar Azan, how difficult is it to get skilled employees, skilled workers?
Very, very, very difficult. Right now I'm looking for some upholsterers to come in and work. I'm looking for some more cutters, because for us to expand, and what we do, most of our people are trained in-house, because there's not many people, and Hart is not really doing much training in upholstery or, design and cutting for the furniture industry. So we have to be training right now in-house people to build them up. And most of our team members come in and have started like that, and we train them up to manage the particular machines or the upholstery division or the cutting division.
Yeah, Mr. Omar Azan, thank you so much. We've run out of time. We've run out of time, and I know there's so many other things, information you can give us.
Keep up the good work.
Yeah, so we can call you again, right, sir?
Of course, anytime.
All right, thank you so much.
Keep up, and to all Jamaica, thank you for your support to local industry and local jobs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, my people, it's time for a time signal, and then we're going to take a break.
Son las 10 de la mañana.
It is 10 a.m. on a Lovers Thursday.
Stop the foolishness. Drive for life. A message from the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining.
The time brought to you by the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport and Mining is...
It is now 10 a.m.
Our family and friends are a big part of who we are. And when it comes to keeping you connected to them, Grace Kennedy Western Union makes it safer and easier. Now friends and family overseas can use the Western Union app or westernunion.com to send money directly to your bank account without leaving home. Receive a Grace Kennedy Western Union money transfer directly into your bank account with a direct-to-bank service. Register online at gkmsonline.com and share your banking details with your sender so you don't have to leave home to collect.
Bring rhythm and flavor to your summer with the Grace Chill and Grill promotion. Want to win grills and coolers for some yacht-style fun? Just buy two 16-ounce Grace Tropical Rhythms along with a 10-ounce Grace Jerk Seasoning from participating stores island-wide and upload a picture of your receipt to the Grace Chill and Grill WhatsApp group at 876-552-2225 or drop in entry boxes provided. Promotion runs June 13 to August 31. Chill, grill, and win with Grace this summer. See the press for details.
The COK Flash Loan Sale is back. Visit your nearest COK branch today and consolidate your debt. Get a home equity loan or buy the dream car with our auto loan and get 50% off commitment fees. Yes, you heard right. Apply online or on location and get rates as low as 6.45% plus quick and convenient approval in the COK Flash Loan Sale. For further information on this amazing offer, call us at 960-4226 or WhatsApp us at 578-0057. Conditions apply.
It's been 2 years and 8 months since the last Ray Nephew White Overproof Rum. Yesterday, best of the 90s. And we're doing it big. Enough dancing across Jamaica. This Independence Weekend, Friday, August 5th, we be at Mass Camp, Retro Capital. Admission 1,500 pre-sold, 2,500 at the gate. VIP 6,000 pre-sold. Gates open 9 p.m.
On Saturday, August 6th, ladies, come out in your bikini and short shorts. Music by DJ Rush and DJ Asha. Live performance from Godzilla, Bounty Killer.
Ray and Nephew White Overproof Rum. Yesterday, best of the 90s. Friday, August 5th at Mass Camp. And Saturday, August 6th at Island Village Beach. 18 years and older to drink. ID required. Drink responsibly. Jamaica 60th endorsed event.
Digital currency, the context. Everybody want know where the plan next. Me want spend my 2,500. All of my link them ready for the jam deck.
We're counting down to jam decks. Get ready to spend your jam deck starting July 11th. The minister tested jam decks and paid his barber using Link. Now it's your turn. Wondering what to do with your jam decks? You can spend jam decks at any of over 2,000 Link merchants, or use it on the Link app to top up any mobile phone, pay a bill, or transfer money to friends and family. Use your jam decks dollars on Link today.
The Jamaica Agricultural Society, in association with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, present
the Denby Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show
from July 30 to August 1
at the Denby Showground, Maypen, Clarendon.
Yes,
Gates open 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. daily.
Admission $1,200 for adults, $600 for children. Jamaicans, grow smart, eat smart. Come celebrate Jamaica 60 at Denby 2022.
Design your dream home with Total Hardware and Supplies. We have windows of all sizes on special. Doors galore. Choose from our wide variety of porcelain and ceramic tiles. Experience the best deals on sanitary ware, jacuzzis, shower enclosures, and baths. Just to name it, we have it all. Come on down to 2 Aiken Hill Drive, Pembroke Hall. Call us at 631-7648 or WhatsApp anytime 507-0865. Remember, same-day delivery available. Quality products, great prices. That's the Total Guarantee.
Mommy, can buy me some apples?
Daddy, me can get some mangoes.
Children.
Yes, Mama B.
Visit the Suncity Radio tent at Denby and win a Jamaica Land We Love shopping bag to give your parents to put the fruits that they're gonna buy for you.
How can we win Jamaica Land We Love shopping bag?
By answering questions about Jamaica Land We Love. Example, which parish is called the Bread Basket Parish?
I know. Portland.
No, it's St. Elizabeth.
Yes, you're right.
Visit the Suncity Radio tent at Denby and win a Jamaica Land We Love shopping bag to give to your parents. It's a Flow Lovers Thursday on Suncity 104.9 FM.
It's Sun Jock. Mama B.
Welcome back to Hello Jamaica. You know, we're promoting Jamaica as that place of choice to live. Because if you should get ill, you don't have to fret. You don't have to take no plane and go foreign. Because we have top of the top doctors. Not to mention in Portmore, we have a Dr. Devon Osborne. He's a surgeon at Portmore Hospital Complex. And you can find him also at Maypen Health Complex. So, no need to go foreign. Just check out Dr. Devon Osborne. Doctor, are you there?
I am certainly here, Mama B. How are you and your listeners today?
Well, we're all fine, waiting for whatever information you can give us, because, we only use the best. All right. No.
It's always a pleasure sharing information with you and your listeners.
Thank you so much. Now, we know here in Jamaica that the illnesses that is very common with the female is cervical cancer. That's how I pronounce it. And for the men, prostate cancer. So can you tell us, Dr. Devon Osborne, how common is prostate cancer among the male? Because female don't get it right, it's just the male.
That's right. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer amongst men in Jamaica and the Caribbean.
Yes.
And overall, it's the second most common cancer amongst men.
Wow.
So it is a very important disease, and certainly, as most persons in Jamaica will know, is because most persons would have a close relative who would have had prostate cancer and the ill effects of that disease.
Now, Dr. Devon Osborne, surgeon, you said, right, it's the second most common, right? So how more deadly is it compared with other cancers?
Surprisingly, although it is a very common cancer, it is not as deadly as most cancers.
Oh.
In other words, the prostate cancer, although it is the most frequent of cancers in terms of cancer death, it perhaps ranks about fourth or so in terms of the death, certainly in Jamaica and elsewhere. So it is what we call a relatively a cancer that is one that in often situations you can, although the person might have it, you might not need to treat it aggressively because it is slow growing and it doesn't cause as a lot of complications as other more frequent diseases.
Okay, so are some men more likely to be diagnosed with prostate cancer? Like 1 in 10 or 5 in 10 or what?
You mean the frequency of prostate cancer? Prostate cancer increases with age.
Oh.
And so, that's right. And so, age 30 to 40, the frequency of that cancer is very low, not more than about 10 or 20%. Okay. But as you get older, the incidence or the frequency increases significantly. And so by the time we get to our 70s and 80s, 70% of men 70 and older will have prostate cancer. So let me put it practically. If you were to find 10 men, 10 70-year-old men in a group, 7 out of those 10 are will more likely have. That's how frequent it is. Right?
Yes.
But I can assure you that if you were to follow up those 10 men until, say, for another 10 or so years, right, those who would have died, very few of them would have died from prostate cancer. They would perhaps have died from heart disease, diabetes and its complications, hypertension, cardiovascular illnesses and not from the prostate cancer that they are harboring.
All right, so Dr. Devon Osborne.
So age is a risk factor, right? Your ethnicity is more frequent amongst black than amongst white, right?
Yes.
It also has a very strong family history or background. So if my father or my brother develops prostate cancer, I am twice to 3 times more likely to develop prostate cancer than someone who doesn't have a relative with prostate cancer.
So womanizing
is also important.
That now have nothing to do with it then. Having a bag of a bundle of woman.
Well, I have no evidence that that is so I cannot say that is so, Mama B.
All right. What are the symptoms? Yeah?
Yeah, go ahead. No, we do know that testosterone and its byproduct, dihydrotestosterone, certainly will stimulate the growth of prostate cancer. So you believe that the person with a higher testosterone level would be more likely to have prostate cancer, but that doesn't bear out. And so what we're finding now is not the level of prostate of testosterone that is implicated in it, but it's just that the presence of the testosterone binding site will decrease, estrogen levels will increase, and so it's a little complicated, but it's not because of high testosterone level that you're going to more likely have prostate cancer.
So what are the symptoms of prostate cancer that the male need to look for?
Unfortunately, like breast cancer, the symptoms are often very few or none at all. And that is why we have to do both in breast cancer and prostate cancer screening. So oftentimes there is no symptoms. But you might also have symptoms of some obstruction to the urine outflow because the prostate surrounds the urethra, the tube that goes from your bladder through the penis. It surrounds it. And so if there's a growth occurring there, right, it is going to eventually cause a reduction in the size or the width of that tube, and so you'll have to strain more. You might also have blood in the urine, right? You might have pains, back pains, and these are not good signs because it means that the cancer has possibly spread to the bones, to the spine, etc. So those are symptoms that you don't want to wait on.
So
but
you said,
by and large, the take-home message for this part of this discussion is that prostate cancer does not usually cause symptoms in its early stage. So don't wait on symptoms to go and get your prostate tested, because by the time it starts producing symptoms, it's often advanced disease. It cannot be cured. It can only be controlled.
All right, doctor, we need to take a time signal.
Sure.
Son las 10:15 de la mañana.
Now 10:15 on a Flow Lovers Thursdays, and Dr. Devon Osborne is telling us about prostate cancer. All I'm trying to get out of him is a bad liberty lifestyle by the meal that caused it. He said, no, nothing like that. Him now go with me upon that part there at all. So, you said that symptoms is like straining. Is it a painful thing?
Yeah.
Also, so we the female then, we can help by our male by when we're passing the bathroom, and if we hear.
It's very important that there, persons who are living with men, especially as they get older, they should heed, listen, and look and say, please go and get your prostate checked. As I said before, once you're over 50, all males should have an annual prostate check. And if you have a close relative that is a father or a brother who has prostate cancer, then you should start checking for prostate cancer from 40 years.
So, how curable is prostate cancer? Can it be cured?
prostate cancer can be cured if we catch it at an early stage. That is, if it is still just within the prostate. Once it has gone outside of the prostate, it is considered to be advanced disease, and this cannot be cured, but can be controlled with hormone therapy that you get your injections, your tablets, etc. But it cannot be cured.
All right,
That's
so
the reason why we're pushing every time. Get it checked so that we can cure it.
All right. Like the female, when they're found that they've got breast cancer, where it reaches a stage where the breast is removed. What about the prostate cancer? Is the penis removed?
No, because the prostate resides or is just below the bladder, right? It's still within the pelvis. So as the urethra comes from the bladder, it would have passed through the prostate gland already. So the surgery, if you are to get surgery for prostate cancer, you usually get an opening in the abdomen, right, just above the pubic bone.
Yes.
And that's where we go down and we see the gland. We then remove the gland and sometimes the lymph nodes around it, and then we resuture the bladder neck to the part of the urethra that remains. So there's continuity. So we reconstruct the urethra. And as such, remove the prostate in total as a whole.
So, Dr. Devon Osborne, does it affect the females in terms of that the man cannot function like before?
That's good question. Again, if we get it early and we are able to spare the nerves that are responsible for erection, then there's a very good chance that the man will retain his ability to have an erection. The problem comes in when the prostate has, the cancer has actually gone outside of the prostate.
Yes.
And then those two nerves that run along the prostate gland in your pelvis, it becomes involved with the cancer as well. The cancer then starts to grow into the nerves. And so if we are going to cure the disease, we have to remove all sites of cancer that we can see. And so we have to sacrifice the nerves. And as such, a man cannot have an erection without those nerves being present.
So that it leads me to ask you this question, Dr. Devon Osborne. What about Viagra? It don't help the nerve. That not do nothing.
Well, all right. No, the thing is that oftentimes we will offer our patients a course of these PD-type inhibitors that known as Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra, to see if there's any response. But it's just like it cannot guarantee it.
So how can the female help the male then?
The female can help the men by being, first of all, realizing that Jamaican men, since we are talking to a Jamaican audience, they do not take care of their health. So the women have to be the persons looking out for their menfolk.
Yes.
You need to see it. Are you your mom, your father has prostate cancer? Okay, come, let's go get this checked out. Brother, let's go get it checked out. Listen, is he having any back pains? Is he losing weight? Is he having any urinary symptoms that cannot be explained away? Then go and get it checked. And as I said, the majority of the men who come to me would have had a conversation with their partner. Very few come of their own accord. So women play a very vital role in the detection and the proper management of prostate cancer, because they are urging the men to stick to the treatment, stick to the plan, so that we can overcome this illness.
So, Dr. Devon Osborne, I must ask you this, You mentioned that it's over 40, from them reach 40 upwards, that they should get themselves tested.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a relationship with a man over 40, the woman should see that he gets tested, or she should test to see whether he has prostate cancer and don't bother with the marriage or the relationship?
No, they should see to it that he gets tested. They should see to it that he gets tested.
Yes.
And in today's liberated society, if that is a significant factor, then she should take that into consideration.
Yes.
Because it's no point in you getting involved in something that is going to be frustrating for the rest of your life,
yes,
or the rest of the relationship.
So it's not a worthless thing. It's just him can't function because he has that.
What's that?
I said it's not that the man is worthless. It's just that because he has that sickness or that illness, he can't function. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But our men folk also need to realize that they are responsible for their health.
Yes.
In the final analysis, so we have to. We had quite a discussion about this the other day in a seminar that I gave in a group in Clarendon, and it came to the fore that look, we have to educate our men folk that they need to be responsible for their health.
And that is so true, Dr. Devon Osborne. I don't know what it is about you, male. Two places on the afraid of, church and doctor.
That's a good one. and Mama B.
Yes.
And both places will prolong or give eternal life.
There you go. So, talking about that then, Dr. Devon Osborne, do you think more should be done to educate our males about prostate cancer and that there's nothing to fear?
We should have, and the ministry and, in conjunction with the other healthcare providers, we do, do a fair amount of education, but a lot more needs to be done because it is such an important disease, and yet it's something that is curable. That the more we can educate our men folk, the more likely that we will be able to overcome and get on top of the disease and lessen the impact that it has, not only on the man but on the family and on our society as a whole.
All right, Miss Dr. Devon Osborne, I know that there's a Mrs. Osborne, right? What should you do if you are your wife or someone you love has just been, if someone you love has just been diagnosed with a prostate cancer? How should a woman, if your wife comes home and you say, honey, blah blah blah, went to the doctor and this is a problem. What should her reaction be? How would Mrs. Osborne deal with it?
The female reaction is usually one that is expected and usually never wanting. Very supportive. In fact, when I do a biopsy, I usually encourage the men that they should come with their wives or their partners for the diagnosis, because it is devastating for one to tell a male patient, especially a younger male, that they have prostate cancer. Wow. And with a wife or partner around to be supportive is very important. And I find it goes over a lot better. I can then speak with somebody there who is empathetic, but at least also somewhat can take charge of the situation. And this is what I find with our women folks. It really is a woman in the relationship disinterested and callous about it. Most are perhaps even more concerned about the diagnosis than their male partner, and they always play an active role in the treatment of their partner from that point onwards.
Dr. Osborne, we're in the year 2022. Surely a newer testing procedure should have been found. Because that's one of the reasons why the men don't want to go, is the testing procedure. What's new there? All
right, okay. What's new? The to determine if someone has prostate cancer, or what we call screening, that is to detect the cancer before it becomes advanced, before it becomes clinical importance. We do what's known as screening. In the breast, you do monthly self-breast examination. You go to your doctor, he examines you frequently, and you do a yearly mammogram if necessary, sometimes every 2 years.
Yes.
In the male, the equivalent is prostate cancer, and the screening is carried out by doing a rectal examination and the PSA, which is a special substance produced only in the prostate, so that if the PSA goes high, we know that there's a problem in the prostate, okay? So these are the two things that we use. And we know culturally, Jamaican men are very resistant to the rectal examination. Let me quickly add, though, that they are becoming less and less so. But we still do have some who are very resistant to the prostate rectal examination, and I say, although it goes against my better judgment, I will still go ahead, do their PSA, because if the PSA is high, it's an indication to go on and do a biopsy to determine if there's cancer in his prostate.
Wow. Do you get a lot, in the Portmore areas, do you get a lot of patients coming in with the prostate problem?
Yeah, we do get a fair amount of, should be getting more, mind you, but we do get a fair amount. And as I've said, we need to, at our local level, we need to be educating the public more about this disease, because we should really be getting a lot more persons. But men are coming in. Many men come. Oh, my wife said I must come and get my prostate check. Or, doc, I need to get my prostate check. More men are coming in and asking for the prostate exam.
Yeah. One last thing. You mentioned diet. Do you find it more common among Rasta or baldhead?
You know, Mama B, this is anecdotal, meaning it has not been proven scientifically by any scientific testing or research, but I have found that the incidence of prostate cancer is a lot less amongst those of the Rastafari faith or those who practice it than amongst the general population.
Wow.
Significantly less. It's rare that I have a Rasta, as we call it, who comes into my office, who gets his prostate checked, and that he comes up with a positive prostate cancer. And they do come.
Yes.
But they are usually negative.
Okay, all right. Thank you. We ran out of time. It's 10:30. Thank you so much, Dr. Devon Osborne, and I'm so looking forward to chatting to you again.
Sure, no problem, Mama B. Anytime.
All right, my people, we've come to the end of a Lovers Thursday. Do we have a time signal? Right.
Son las 10:30 de la mañana.
It is now 10:30. Oh, so we're done. Hey, people. I love chatting to my Jamaicans. You know, I can be real. I just love you guys. I just love talking to my Jamaicans. Anyway, it's 10:30. I need to get out of here. Today is what, Thursday? Oh, Lovers Thursday. So we have the Wicked Food coming in. So my people, my team, because we're all team now, we're all in this thing together. So I want to big up my producer, Kadian. I want to big up my engineer, Selvin. I want to big up my Sonites, because, it's all of us coming together to make this thing work. So thanks, guys. Speak to you again tomorrow. Oh, hang on. Let me just quickly do this. Happy birthday to District Constable Abigail McCoy, Donette Hedman, and Denval Ray, coming from your co-workers from Canewood Center, Arnold Road. Hope you live to see many years to come. God's blessing over your life. Okay, we're out of here.
Gracias por escoger a escuchar el radio La Ciudad del Sol 104.9 FM. Radio con la diferencia.
Thank you for choosing Suncity Radio 104.9 FM. Radio with a difference.
when me and my brethren did fall out, our restorative justice bring we back together.
My sister and I hadn't spoken in years, but restorative justice healed us.
Mommy and Daddy used to argue almost every day. Then restorative justice restores the peace.
The Ministry of Justice has 18 restorative justice centers island-wide, so if you're in a kias, not take justice in your own hand and end up in a trouble. Call the Restorative Justice Program at 876-908-5527 or email restorative.justice@moj.gov.jm.
It's Tools Hardware and Supplies sizzling summer specials. Best-selling restock items plus new arrivals at the lowest prices. Specials on windows, bathroom sets, doors, and more. Special discounts on porcelain tiles with unique designs. Plus, tin set, free delivery in the corporate area and Portmore. Conditions